is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Off the top, 2 north and southbound lanes remain closed at this hour. It's after a traffic nightmare in southwest Miami-Dade. Chopper 4 was over the scene on the Turnpike. This is where a dump truck overturned. FHP says a BMW and an SUV crashed. The SUV slammed into the dump truck, causing it to hit a concrete barrier wall before it overturned. It all happened just past the Bird Road exit. Minor injuries were reported.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And taking a live look outside, it's a bit cloudy and breezy across South Florida, but the good news is we should stay nearly dry for now. Next Weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler lets us know when the rain chances return.
And you know they will, Naja.
Yes,
eventually.
of course.
Yes, we are in the rainy season, but for the time being, it's looking pretty good for the next day or so, maybe even a little bit longer than that. Even with that strong easterly flow, we're going to pull in some moisture, but our chance for showers and some storms has really gone down. So that's what it's looking like. A few passing showers. Watching the tropics, though, this is becoming quite interesting. Off the east coast of Florida, we have something over the Bahamas that we'll point out in just a bit. But right now, we've got a strong easterly flow, so we're getting some moisture, surface moisture coming in off the Atlantic. Sea breeze, that's all coming in. These little passing showers will continue to move from east to west. I don't think we're going to see much here, so basically dry for the rest of this afternoon and tonight. I think better chance will be across southern Miami-Dade or possibly those areas. But highest gust right now, 28 miles per hour, easterly winds, but I saw a gust up to 37 miles per hour earlier this afternoon. So yes, you could call this a windy day as well. Because of the wind, we've got a small craft advisory, goes into effect at 10 o'clock tonight, and that's going to last until 2 p.m. on Tuesday. Could see some gusts up to 25 knots. That'll take us all the way around to the Keys as well. And the high rip current risk, no doubt there with that onshore flow. This is going to run through Thursday morning, so be careful if you're going to be out at the beaches. A lot of folks are. Be careful if you're going to be getting into the water. So let's put this into motion for you. Really just a few clouds coming through. That easterly flow not going to change. You might find a shower here and there, but overall looks like maybe by Wednesday at 5 o'clock, then we'll start to see a better chance with some showers popping in here. Again, the easterly flow doesn't change. This is where we're watching a little disturbance way out here in the Atlantic. You take that track, the proposed track out of the models, wants to take it to the west-northwest toward the Carolinas, but this is all very uncertain at this point. We're going to watch it very closely, but the good news is it doesn't look like it's going to be coming this far south, at least not at this point. Of course, we'll keep an eye on it for you. Keep an eye on those tropics. So that's the one that we're watching now. Hurricane Center is giving this about a 30% chance that it could develop into something tropical, making its way toward northern Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas. We'll see what that brings to us. This one down in the Gulf of Mexico, 70% chance that that is going to develop into something, but all of that moisture will stay across Texas, Mexico, and Louisiana. Temperatures stay in the upper 80s. Low chances for rain Tuesday into Wednesday, and then it ups it a little bit as we get into the end of the week into the weekend. Overall, very warm, humid, with a slight chance for showers and storms.
Cindy, thank you. South Floridians are still drying out from last week's relentless rain and flooding. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray was in some of the hardest hit areas. She tells us why some are still looking for relief.
A lot of the floodwater has receded from last week, but some areas still dealing with high water, like you see in this business park in Dania Beach off Sterling Road. But we talked to one business owner who says he is looking for help.
I wish they would come out and maybe pump the lake down for us once in a while. Once it gets caught, they get caught up doing their thing, taking care of everybody. Come down, maybe get this lake drained down a little bit, because it's never done this before. I've been here since '92.
It's never come over the bank?
Yeah, last year it's done it, you know, in April. That was unheard of, and it's done it again. Now it seems to get done very easily.
Now, some South Florida communities have a plan. Some of those plans are in action already for dealing with slow drainage. We'll cover that beginning at 5 on CBS Miami.
Now at 4, an accused gunman faced a judge today. It's for allegedly shooting and killing his 15-year-old friend over the weekend. The suspect's family says that he was defending himself and his friend from 2 others and would never have hurt him intentionally. CBS News Miami's Terry Hornstein reports from the courthouse with what the family had to say.
The suspect's mother emotional in court. She says she's just devastated for her son, but also for the 15-year-old who was killed, who she says was like family.
Everybody says about my son as if he's a bad person. They got to kill him, this, that. It's not like that, because Nate is his best friend, and Nate is somebody that I love.
Angela Cade in tears outside of a Miami courtroom Monday defending her 18-year-old son, Jerron Smith.
You're charged with second-degree murder, a serious charge.
According to police, Smith and 15-year-old Demarion Bailey, whose nickname is Man Man, were sitting outside of a home off of Northwest 13th Street and 4th Avenue in Florida City Saturday morning when two guys on bicycles showed up. Officers say Smith pulled out a gun and started shooting amidst the chaos, hitting his lifelong friend Bailey in the head. Smith's family says that's not what happened.
I was sitting on the porch. I'm his uncle. His best friend was sitting beside him. While he running, he started saying, "Come on."
Smith's uncle says the guys on the bikes threatened the teen days earlier with a gun and came back. And that's when the shooting happened.
When they were shooting like this. I fell back and I got against the wall.
Police said the two guys on bikes took off. They call the shooting unprovoked. Smith's mom devastated and says her son would never intentionally hurt Bailey.
How can he be a killer? That's his best friend. Man come to my house every day. I mean, 7 days a week to chill with my son. Like, it just don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense.
But at a vigil Sunday, Bailey's family with strong words.
Watch that friend word. That friend word will have you killed. And that's what happened now.
Smith is facing a second-degree murder charge. No other arrests have been made in this case. In Miami, Terry Hornstein, CBS News, Miami.
Now in Coral Springs, a dangerous situation after a near drowning. It happened yesterday afternoon. It was in the area of 26th Street and Northwest 95th Avenue. Chopper 4 was over the home earlier today. Police say a 1-year-old was taken to the hospital in critical condition. No word on how the child ended up in the water. An investigation is underway after a bagel shop was hit with hate in Miami. Take a look. The vandals sprayed Free Palestine on the storefront. The manager of Holy Bagels and Pizzeria tells us it happened around 4 a.m. Sunday. Police say the suspect was in a hoodie and the store camera did not catch his face. Call Miami Police if you have any information. 4 Miami-Dade police officers have bonded out of jail. They were indicted in a shootout that killed a UPS driver. Leslie Lee, Jose Mateo, Randolfo Maribel, and Richard Sante Esteban turned themselves in over the weekend. All of them are facing manslaughter charges. In 2019, Frank Ordonez was making deliveries. That's when his UPS truck was hijacked by 2 men. A cross-county police pursuit ended in a shootout in Miramar. Ordonez and a bystander in traffic died in the crossfire. So did the 2 carjackers. CBS News Miami's Peter Dinch spoke with the victim's family. The emotional interview coming up at 5. Demolition at the 1200 building at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School continues. The weeks-long demolition began on Friday. Chopper 4 was over the building this morning. You can see progress is being made. It has been more than 6 years since the shooting that left 17 students and staff members dead. Officials plan to complete the demolition and cleanup before the new school year begins in August. Fire emergency out west. What is causing problems for firefighters in Southern California when we come back? Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Russian naval vessels have started to leave Cuba. It's after a 6-day-long visit to the island. The Cuban government says Russia sent the vessels to Cuba as part of, quote, historically friendly relations. This was the largest Russian convoy to visit the communist country in years. Russia's nuclear-powered submarine was the first to depart. 2 other ships are also expected to leave today. Their next stop is unclear. Firefighters near LA are trying to control a fast-spreading wildfire. It is the largest in the state this year. As CBS News Miami's Carter Evans reports, the fire is only 2% contained.
Firefighters in LA County are racing to contain the post-fire as high temperatures, dry brush, and wind gusting up to 70 miles per hour fuel the fast-moving flames.
Fires just south of Interstate 5.
It began Saturday afternoon, briefly shutting down traffic on I-5. By Sunday night, It exploded to more than 14,000 acres, the largest fire in California this year, destroying a commercial property, leaving at least 3 people with minor injuries and forcing at least 1,200 to evacuate.
We made the right call because it was just getting worse and worse.
Kimmy Vu Turcado and her family planned to go camping over Father's Day weekend, but the flames cut their trip short.
We saw the smoke coming up, but it wasn't that bad yet. Eventually the sheriff was just like, you guys got to go.
There's definitely a concern. This is not a great sign.
LA County Fire PIO Marco Rodriguez said it's early in the fire season for a fire of this size, but it comes after another blaze. The Corral Fire scorched more than 14,000 acres east of San Francisco earlier this month. Now, more than 1,100 personnel are battling the post-fire, with helicopters and planes dropping water and flame retardant to try and contain it.
Right now, they are in direct attack, and obviously the challenge is to get ahead of the fire and try to stop it, but we have warm conditions and winds that are unpredictable.
You can see firefighters behind me here standing by. There is a red flag fire warning in effect until at least this afternoon. We've got these high winds, dry brush, and low humidity fueling the flames. And the cause of this fire? Well, it's still under investigation. Carter Evans, CBS News, Gorman, California.
Now to the hunt for the cup. The Florida Panthers will look to bounce back tomorrow night. It is Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. The Cats were crushed Saturday night in Edmonton, but will now look to win the first Stanley Cup in franchise history at home. The puck drops for Game 5 at 8 tomorrow night in Sunrise. If necessary, the series will shift back to Edmonton for Game 6 on Friday night. And make sure to join us for our Panthers pregame show, Hunt for the Cup. It's tomorrow night at 6. Steve Goldstein and Mike Cunha will preview every game of the Stanley Cup Final before the puck drops on the CBS News Miami YouTube channel. The Marlins also announced that they have changed their start time to tomorrow night's game against the Cardinals to 6:10, and that's so fans can catch the Marlins and then support the Panthers. June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, and Miami-Dade County has the highest prevalence of the disease in the U.S. That's why CBS News Miami is committed to telling you the stories of people and medical breakthroughs that are changing the disease as we know it. Join us for Illuminating Alzheimer's Thursday at 7. That is right here on CBS News Miami, Pluto TV, and the CBS News app. That's the CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a wonderful day.